Going on, YouTubers? Mopar Man here. Here today, about an hour or two before I got to go to work. I figured since I'm redoing the slant 6 and it's going to be all nice and pretty, might as well finish up the engine bay. So I went to Walmart, and I already know I can go to O'Reilly's and get paint pre-mixed and into spray cans, but surprisingly, Rust-Oleum, again, you know, stuff I like. This here, 2x Ultra Cover Paint and Primer Gloss. This is Gloss Almond, and it just happens to match up to the same tone of paint that's on the Valiant here. So once I get that done, I'll go back over with the same Rust-Oleum 2x Ultra Cover, but in the gloss clear that also has a UV protectant in it. Same thing I did on the tail light lenses, but as you can see, before and now after I did the whole top section, I used the old classic clean release painter's tape, blue painter's tape by Duck brand. It's got the little duck with the hat on it. Anyway, masked off a bunch of stuff today, sprayed it out here, got all from this lip right here down along right there, and partially down off over here. I got all that painted. I masked off the edge of the fender and got all that down painted to a certain degree. I still got to get down at the very bottom here. I ran out of paint. I got most of this. I got to do some touch-ups because you got a little spot like yeah, this one right here. I don't know if you can see it very well. Where there was some slight contamination underneath on the surface of the paint, so I'll have to let that dry, come back over and shoot it. That's what you want to do. You don't want to try to keep adding paint because it'll just end up wanting to move away from them little spots. You got to let it set up and dry and cure, and then come back another time and paint over it. See, I got another little spot there. Anyway, I got to take the horn off, this wiring assembly here. Come over here, I got to scrape off the old decal. I'll probably get a couple new decals for this since I'm cleaning it up. Got to take the battery out. I'm deciding to keep the battery up here in the car instead of in the trunk on this one to keep it more stock looking. I will have to either buy a replacement battery tray or just fabricate one and clean it up and paint it to match and bolt up in here. I get that done, take the battery out. I got to take the rest of this wiring harness out so I can finish painting all this crap. And I'll pull the voltage regulator box off and the starter relay and pull the master cylinder away from the wall. And what I'll do is, unless you already know this, a little tech tip for when you're painting, you can't wrap everything up with paint or plastic or paper or whatever. So to get into stuff like this that you don't want overspray on or get paint actually on, just go buy you a couple of really cheap rolls of thin aluminum foil, wrap it around here, and it actually grips and forms to whatever you crush it down on. You can cover all this odds and ends of stuff up, wrap it around these, anything like that you might get, like I said, overspray or direct paint spray on it by accident. That way you can get down in here and all these little nooks and crannies and spray and stuff like that. But yeah, as you can probably see it better from your view than I can through my screen on my phone, because the screen looks a little dark. And but anyway, I still got some odds and ends to do. And then I think what my goal is going to be is I'm going to also paint the underside of the hood to match. And then eventually what I'll do is, once I get any little dings and dents kind of fixed up. I'm going to spend some time at some other point and do like I did to the Dart. I'll take one panel at a time, like a door, and then another door, and then the roof, all in one section, and mask everything off, and I'll paint those in sections, just like the front fender. I'll eventually do the grill section that's painted, and down in here between the grill and the bumper, stuff like that. The hood, those will all be done in sections. It won't be all done at once because I still got to do some slight little body work down here where there's a couple, especially right there along the bottom of that door. It's got some cancer starting to pop through all the way through, little holes, pinholes. I'm going to do the same thing back here. And then eventually this section's all going to get painted, but I got to fix this here. As you can see, I don't know if you can see that in the video, how that whole section's rotted out. Somebody tried to patch it with aluminum tape and something else, and then they tried to use a little bit of Bondo, and eventually ate through and fell off. I'm going to have to sand it, grind it back, make my homemade little patch panel for it. Odds and ends. But yeah, that'll be eventually later on. My goal is just to get the car back rolling and driving, and slowly work on it a little bit at a time. The little odds and ends, little stuff. Ordering the, let's see, today's Monday, so I'm going to be ordering the other little set of polyurethane bushings for the shackles, so I can get the rear end back connected to the body. And I got to get the tires on the rims, and I got to stop by O'Reilly's and get the I didn't finish getting the air out of them, the right-handed thread lug studs for this side of the car. But other than that, and then get the front end rebuilt. I got all the parts out. I just got to degrease them. Some of them just caked on with bearing grease and packing grease and whatnot. And so anyway, yeah, it's a mess out here. But anyway, I just wanted to show you a little heads up. Also, what I thought was pretty cool too, my buddy Mike, that's the transmission guy there in Springfield, Missouri. He told me in a text, he says, "You won't believe who popped up at my door to buy a transmission on me," because he's got some transmissions for sale on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. Evidently, Steve Dulcich showed up from Roadkill. They were in the area about a few miles down the road. They had stopped at, they came all the way from California or whatever to Nixon, Missouri to pick up a Plymouth satellite for another project that they're going to be working on for the show. And they saw that Mike was the closest and had good quality transmissions that are rebuilt stock. Most of them are stock. Some of them are slightly modified. So they stopped there and bought one off of him, and they said they told him they were going to be in town for about another day, and then which I think is today or yesterday, and then they were going to drive the satellite all the way back to their place. So stay tuned for that one. So you'll be able to, they might mention Mike, or they might mention the transmission, or where they got the car or whatever, maybe not. But now you know where it came from, close to my area of the woods. But stay tuned for more videos. Also, any subscribers that's already subscribed and new subscribers or future subscribers watching this, when you subscribe, it don't cost you anything. It's free, and you can cancel at any time. But when you subscribe, make sure you at least post a comment down in the comment section, like a thumbs up, or you like the video, and say, hey, cool video. What that does is it helps the algorithms, it helps my channel and other people's channels, and they won't come through and decide to delete some subscribers off there. Sometimes they do a random deal on different channels to so you got to start building your, like, they'll come through and knock out like 4 subscribers or something like that, give or take. But anyway, give a thumbs up in the comment section, post a little comment, yada yada yada. Till next time, hope you enjoyed this video.